2020 has been a crazy year. I'm Aubrey Terrazas, I'm a Palate Club sommelier, and today we're going to talk about what COVID means for you and the wine industry. So the first and perhaps most obvious effect of the pandemic was the increase of online shopping. Even in 2019, online wine sales made up a tiny fraction of the industry. Although it had been increasing year over year, during the pandemic, some companies like wine.com reported like a 300% crazy growth. The overall increase from 2019 to 2020 was about 22%, which seems small, but when you factor in that the year-over-year growth until 2020 was about 3%, that's pretty huge. Most experts agree now that people are used to buying wine online, it's going to be here to stay for a long time, and they're expecting the industry to grow up to $1.4 billion by the year 2030. Next is virtual tastings and webinars. Now, if you're into wine a little bit, you probably saw every winery and every sommelier popping up on their IGTV and doing a live virtual tasting. There was even some wineries that were offering virtual tours of their property, kind of replacing that wine country experience. Now, the thing that's really crazy is that people really liked it. This is completely contrary to the past, when people believed that wine was a very experiential sort of thing and you couldn't be able to replace actually having the same wine in front of you, especially because it can be so subjective and each glass is different. However, people found that following along with an expert was really fun and educational, and they started to build it into their normal social life, kind of anticipating and carving out time to join these free webinars and free tastings, and even plunging into their wanderlust and going on these virtual tours with wineries. So we do think that this is going to stay around for a long time, especially because you can learn so much for free just by tasting with an expert, even if you aren't able to get the exact same wine that they have. So next, one other big change, and this is an important one for you, is that you have more power. What happened to restaurants during COVID is awful. They were one of the most highly affected industries, and we all want restaurants to come back, but we also want wineries to survive too. So in the past, a lot of wineries had a distribution channel where they might have relationships with restaurants who can buy in larger quantities or give a new brand a lot of exposure. But right now, as that's not an option, many wineries are shifting more focus to direct-to-consumer or DTC. What this means for you is that you have more options of wineries to choose from at a better price, and even some wineries that might have had wines allocated specifically to restaurants or hotels now have a bigger inventory for you to choose from. Of course, we are anticipating restaurants, hotels, resorts, casinos to open back again soon. But this whole change of going DTC, once that revenue stream is built and once those relationships are built, like the last two categories, we can anticipate this to stay around for a long time. So we hope that you found this content interesting. If you did, please comment below. Let us know your feedback or any other way that you see wine changing in the near future as the results of 2020. And please subscribe so you can get notified the next time we have a new release about news, current events, tips, and trends in the wine industry. Cheers.